So we're supposed to be working with views index pug. So here we are in our NodeRouteBasics project. Here's the views directory, here's index.pug, and here's how we create a little button. And so we'll copy this into here, and notice that we've made some effort to keep the indentation the same. Notice that each one of these guys is indented 3, I guess it is, spaces. Oh no, it looks like 2 to me. 2, 1, 2 spaces. So each of these guys is indented 2 spaces. And having them all indented 2 spaces is very important. Often you can just go to code, reformat code. Do you see where I am? Code, reformat code. I went to the code menu. Now I'm choosing reformat code, and it'll format it for you. Mine appears to be set by default to do 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, which I think is nicer actually than 2. At any rate, don't have it look like this. Don't have it look like this. Have it, and do you notice how it gives you a little guide here to help you do it? Have it look like that. And don't get all carried away and do it with a tab. Do it 1, 2, 3, 4. Or at any rate, make sure you end up with 4 spaces and not a tab character in there. So then you're wondering, well, what has that done? So let's come down to our project. And then always nice to do a npm install just to make sure that life is good, and then after that do an npm start. And that seems to have started the project. Now we're not overly happy with the way this project started because it's not telling us what port it's starting on. So we're going to come over here to the bin directory, open up www, come down to the listen statement, and let's tell it to run on a to tell us what port it's running on. Okay, so that got a little messed up there because we ran out of space, but there you can see what I really did. And then let's go down and see if that works. Actually, once you've run npm once you've done the install once, you don't need to do it again right away. And then now you can see it's telling us what port we're running on. So let's try to find a browser somewhere. Oh yeah, this is a browser. So let's go to port 30025, and look, there's our little button that we created. So that tells us that our button got created, which is good. Now I'm getting a lot of errors here, and if I press F12, I can see there's lots of things about Bootstrap not getting loaded. And if I went to the network page and I did a refresh, and I do a refresh, I again get lots of information here about jQuery and Bootstrap and so on not getting installed. That's because I have foolishly not run Bower install in this directory. And Bower install, as you can see, installs jQuery and Bootstrap. This is getting pretty old school to use Bower, and we might switch to using Webpack or some other tool later. But let's see, we're not going to do the npm install again, and we're just going to do an npm start this time. And then let's do a refresh. And now look, we're not getting any red here, and we don't get any red in our console. So we're much happier. You might notice also that maybe things change just a little bit because suddenly we're in the appearance of it, because now we're using Bootstrap to color things just a little tiny bit here, which probably means we could go way crazy and add the button class to our work here. No, that didn't work. Wait, what am I doing? And add the button class to our work here, and then it kind of changes it into a different kind of button, as you can see. I forget how it goes. Oh. All right. Okay, one wonders what's going on here, but so I've done a search on Bootstrap buttons, and then didn't have to go very far to find the Get Bootstrap. That's the real Bootstrap site. And what do they say about buttons? And they say you want a class of button primary, for instance, or secondary, success, or danger, or what have you. So let's go over and try that. So let's make it button, and then button primary, right? And let's save that. And then somewhere we had this thing running, right? And we run it, and now we're getting the nice little blue button, okay? And if we went to button success, we get the nice little green button, right? Because that's the button success button, right? Do you see the way it works? Okay, let's not belabor it. So we got that far. And now we're seeing it working. And notice that down here, all those terrible error messages. God, do you remember them? They were just awful. Here they all are. That was all the Bootstrap stuff. But that's gone now. Things are looking much better. We're happier. But we still don't really have the assignment done, because it says then we're supposed to put this stuff somewhere, right? And I think it says we're supposed to put it in public JavaScript's control. So we'll go to public, we'll go to JavaScripts, and we'll go to control.js. And then I don't know which guy put in the jQuery stuff, but we're not. We're kind of more into this right now. And then again, everything's all messed up, so we do code, reformat code. And that helped a little bit. But it didn't really solve all our problems, did it? It still doesn't look that pretty. Why does it have such a hard time formatting that? I think because we're supposed to be writing this instead of what I wrote, and then reformat code, and now it's starting to be happier. Okay, so, and then you can see here it wants this guy here, and it's unhappy about this guy here. So there you go. Now we've got this set up. And now let's go back to our program. And we'll refresh. And we'll make sure we're on the console window. And we'll click on the button. And as you can see, our search called. Search again called. And if we click on the button, whoops, refresh. And we click on the button and we get search again called. Okay. So that allows you to at least get started. Boy, Alright, there's nothing I can do about it. It just went on and on.